On this episode, we continue our ranking restaurant series, and this time are at Animal Kingdom. Today is April 9th, 2024, and this is episode 657 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I am your host, Jeremy Stein, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey, guys.
Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic. If you've not done so already, head out to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join. Then if you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, you get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. We are talking about dining today. We're talking about dining at Animal Kingdom. If you did not get the dining reservations you wanted, don't worry, because Mouse Dining removes the frustration of booking Disney dining reservations, alerting you when they spot availability for your desired restaurant, date, meal, and time. Visit msmfriends.com to use this free service. And then finally, if you are getting ready to plan that next Disney trip to Universal, or go on a cruise, maybe even travel anywhere in the world, head to mainstmagictravel.com and fill out a form for a free quote. So we're continuing our ranking restaurant series. This time we're at Animal Kingdom because we most recently dined at Tiffin's. So we thought it would be a good time to do this. So if you've listened to the past ones, we did Hollywood Studios and Epcot so far.
Okay.
Still waiting on Magic Kingdom because we really need to get over to at least Liberty Tree Tavern so that we can do a full, real ranking of Magic Kingdom, right?
Yeah.
Don't know when that's going to happen. But what we're going to do a little bit different for this one, because we usually just do the table service restaurants, right?
Okay.
Because there's only 4.
There's only 4.
I know.
That's crazy.
It's one of those I kept thinking and looking like, wait, I feel like I'm missing something.
Maybe that's why they have so many snack options at Animal
there's still a lot
Kingdom.
of food options.
There is.
So we're going to also do the quick service options. And these will be true quick service. The ones where you have a place to sit. You go up to a window, you order, get your food, have a place to sit. We're not going to include, more of the kiosk or something like Trilo Bites. It has some picnic tables next to it, but it's not a true quick service compared to like a kiosk. Okay. So we're going to rank the quick service, and then we're going to move on to table service. Are you ready? And we have dined at all 10 total. Okay. And we'll do them separately. Yes. So we're going to start with quick service.
Okay.
We're going to start with our number 6, because there are 6 total quick services that we're counting. And what falls in at number 6, which will be our most controversial pick, most likely.
Uh-oh. Why does everybody love this?
People do like this place.
And we are talking about Flame Tree Barbecue.
Yeah.
We did not love it.
We've tried it a few times.
We have. I don't remember it.
There's a reason. I've always said it's good barbecue for people that haven't had good barbecue.
Okay, that sounds
I
good.
actually think it's really good to have here. I think they should have a barbecue spot in each of the parks.
Okay.
You've got Regal Eagle over at Epcot.
Yep.
I don't think it would hurt to have a quick service barbecue, even if this is the food it's serving, because plenty of people are going to come here and they're going to enjoy it. My parents would love Flame Tree Barbecue.
Yes, they probably would.
Now, if you're somebody, depending on what region you're from in the United States, this is probably not going to be very good barbecue. Or if you have been to Polite Pig, this is not going to be good barbecue.
Yeah, that's true.
I would personally, and Rhonda might agree, I would even put this under Roundup Rodeo. Like if we were ranking barbecue on property.
Oh, yeah, I would put Roundup higher than this.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
I meant to say put this behind, I guess, Roundup Rodeo. I said under. So it did confuse it a little bit. Yeah. Polite Pig is a standout. Roundup Rodeo is not bad. When we had it, we really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. But we had really good food. And I think it can be hit or miss, too, for one.
Sure.
A lot of times when barbecue needs to be cooked correctly, and sometimes it just gets overcooked and dry. Mm-hmm. So, and I think sometimes they're scared maybe of people getting sick. So they just kind of throw it all. I
think you're just looking at mass quantity produced in a theme park, and barbecue is one of those things. It's not made to order. It's served to order. It's
Correct.
not like you just come up with it real quick. Now, there are some items when they'll drop in a fryer or they'll do something with, but Regal Eagle is okay. I'd put it slightly better than Flame Tree, but if you really want good barbecue, just go to Polite Pig.
Yeah.
And,
Disney Springs.
But if you want to get a taste of barbecue, something that, I would liken this as going to your grocery store and getting the prepackaged, I think it's Lloyd's is the company. They make tubs of pulled pork and pulled chicken or ribs, To me, this is what you're getting. This isn't real slow cooked, smoked barbecue. It smells great.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do love this place.
Yep.
My favorite thing, and this should tell you something, my favorite thing they ever had on the menu was their watermelon and arugula salad, which had nothing to do with barbecue. It had to do with
good.
outdoors
Yeah.
and, backyard
So
barbecue type
fresh.
thing. Was so good. So that's the reason that Flame Tree falls last on our list. It's not that great. What's number 5?
Restaurantosaurus. Is that going to stay open much longer because of...
I would guess that this should be taken over and something new will come with the new tropical, countries and all that are going to be coming here.
Okay.
That we don't have official word, but, in the past week, 2 weeks, they filed permits for work at Animal Kingdom, which is not in that exact area, but it's going to be for Walt Disney Imagineering to build offices, parking, and the road leads right to Dinoland. So also Disney posted videos of them visiting like South American countries for research. So That's coming.
Cool.
Now, if it's what was, blue skied with Indy and Encanto, possibly a little bit of Coco, we'll wait and see. That definitely makes sense. So that is most likely coming. That would knock out everything from the Boneyard to Restaurantosaurus to Dinosaur, Triceratops spins, all of Dino Land and the game area. It would take over all of that, if not more. So Restaurantosaurus will be gone. Restaurantosaurus is your standard theme park
I
fare.
just started to say it's not bad.
No.
It just falls because there's going to be more once you think about it. And if you already know, then like you're going to go, oh yeah, well, all the rest should be. And this fits perfectly where I think it is. It's good food. We've had it before.
Perfectly fine.
I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But it is just one of those things where if you're just wanting that theme park burger and and it's great. It's really good.
This is the spot you're really going to go to satisfy your kids.
Yes.
Because it's chicken tenders, it's burgers, it's chicken sandwiches, it's Cosmic Rays at Animal Kingdom.
There you
go.
Which Cosmic Rays is good.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know exactly what you're getting.
Correct.
So if you expect that, you're not going to be disappointed, and everybody can find something they would want here.
Mm-hmm.
That is a really good part about it. How about number 4?
Number 4 is Pizzafari. It's been a little while since we've eaten here, but when we did, I really enjoyed it. They have not just pizza, but they have other options.
Yeah, they've got, I think, a gnocchi, actually. They've got a chicken parm sandwich.
Yeah.
They have salads that are pretty good.
Yeah.
It's your standard Disney theme park pizza, which we don't mind.
Nope.
If I'm in a park and it's Animal Kingdom and I'm just craving pizza, I've got one option. It's Pizzafari.
Yep.
That's where we're going to go. Same thing pretty much with Hollywood Studios and going to Pizza Rizzo.
Yes.
It's the same thing if I'm at my resort and it's been all day and all I want is some bread and some sauce and some cheese. This will satisfy.
There you go.
Do not go here if you are from New York.
Oh, yeah, of course not.
Or probably Chicago.
Right.
Or you're expecting legit good pizza. This is DiGiorno at a theme park. And that's okay.
Yeah, but it's not delivery. It's DiGiorno.
Right. It's not delivery. It's Pizzafari. That's going to be their new quote. All right, let's move on to number 3 that we dined at very recently, and it quickly became one of our favorites all over again.
Yeah, because it reopened, and it has a whole bunch of new menu options, and we are talking about Harambe Market. We really enjoyed it. I would love to go back and get that pita lamb kefta. It was so good. I would like to try a couple other things there, too. But
This is a great option, and it's a wonderful setting, especially on a beautiful day like we're having today here in Florida, to sit outside. It's all outdoor seating at different picnic tables. There is some covered areas, but there's a lot of good options. There are chicken bowls. They've got these chicken rice bowls and shrimp rice bowls. The kefta that you had was outstanding.
Yeah, it was.
They still have, I believe, some kebabs. Like any of the ones we've already mentioned, they're in Animal Kingdom simply to provide a service of food that they know people will get and like. they don't tie to Animal Kingdom. You can take Flame Tree and put it anywhere.
Right.
You can take Pete Safari, you can put it anywhere. You can take Restaurantosaurus and put it anywhere outside of theming and name, right?
I agree.
Harambe Market is the first themed
Yes.
quick service that we're going to talk about.
Yes.
And it's taking those flavors of Africa,
Yes.
India, and some places and it is actually giving you that full, thematical immersion.
Yeah.
Being within Animal Kingdom and providing you with these flavors that you can't just get everywhere. The other three, I can throw a rock from our house and hit a barbecue place, a pizza place, and a place that I can get a burger. Right?
Yeah. That is 1,000%.
Yeah. It's obviously not real. I can't throw a rock that far. I'd probably just go through the neighbor across the street's window, and then he'd be very upset. Like, hey, I was trying to prove a point, man. So it really does. It really fits. Yeah. And I think so do our top two.
Yes.
What is number 2?
Number 2 is your Yak and Yeti local food cafes, which is right outside the Yak and Yeti restaurant, the sit-down restaurant.
Yeah.
And I like how they have there's so much inside the restaurant that it's like if you can't get in the restaurant, unfortunately, and you don't have reservations.
You just want that taste.
You want that taste. Yeah.
Of Asian cuisine.
It's fantastic. The kids, I remember one of my favorite memories of this is we were getting it. And I think we got the kids stuff too. And they were acting crazy. And I remember taking pictures and we're like, we don't know what's gotten in these two. And it was just such a great, fun memory and getting the food and then sitting around the corner. Yeah. And it was just awesome. Another
one with outdoor seating. It fits themes very well. It's there in Asia. So again, the theming of the food is perfect. This is my best description. And again, this is all coming from personal preference. This is what Panda Express wish it tasted like.
Oh.
Because I don't think Panda Express is very good.
Okay.
Personally.
I mean,
I've never had anything there that I thought was like, oh, okay, this is pretty good. It's like subpar. This is what I think they've got orange chicken and lo meins and rice and, it's not going to blow you away. And you're going to think like, this is kind of what I get at home. I call into my local Chinese place and they deliver it to my house or I go pick it up. It's very similar to that. And that's okay.
Yeah.
Because it is good. Mm-hmm. I love so much just to order Chinese takeout. Mm-hmm. Probably my favorite actual takeout food there is.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
So that's where it fits perfectly. And then of course, number 1 still might be the best quick service on property. And that's Satuli Canteen.
Yes. Are we getting there?
No, I don't think we're getting over in Animal Kingdom. We've got Park Hopper. Rita got Park Hopper. I just don't know when we would make it. We're tight. I say this weekend. We're recording about 5 days in advance. This will be a Tuesday episode because we don't know when we're getting home Sunday. So we're trying to get ahead of the game. So this is our second recording of the afternoon. But the food is outstanding.
So good.
The theme is outstanding.
Good. Yeah.
The story of it and why it fits in Pandora is outstanding.
Yep. I love how many options there are. Yeah. I mean, so many across the board. But it does take adventurous eater, kind of, wouldn't you say? A little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. With some of the, I would say with some of the sauces, some of the bases, I think you're putting some things you wouldn't maybe, a lot of people might not think like a sweet potato hash as a base, that then gets grilled roast beef on top. And then there's like a chimichurri or a yogurt based sauce or, and there's the little pearls that come in it. So I do, or of course the cheeseburger pods. Here.
I like those.
If you like McDonald's cheeseburgers, you would like this.
Yeah.
It's just that in a pod.
They're so
form.
good.
They're
so good.
But I think Satuli Canteen still might be the best quick service on all of property. I don't know anything that would beat it right now. And and again, we haven't been there in a while. Mm-hmm. We keep saying we'll go. It's going to be one of those. We're just going to have to make a specific trip.
Yep, and we're going to go, and it's going to be so good.
We're just going to have to be there and go, you know what? We're just going to leave wherever we're at. Yep. We're going to go over to Animal Kingdom. We're going to have lunch, and then we're going to go back to what we were doing and maybe do that.
And I get my own.
Yeah, I'm down because I'm getting the combo every time, though. I'm getting that chicken and beef combo every time, which is very shareable, but I'll take some back. I'll take some back to the room. Yep. I wish they were open like later so that we could have more time to get there. Yeah. But we won't. And then we don't want to risk starting there and then having to hop to Epcot. So we have our reservations for Epcot. It's a whole mess. All right, let's move on to table service. We only have 4 table
Ooh.
service restaurants here.
Still so crazy.
It is crazy. What is number 4?
Number 4 is Rainforest Cafe. This is, I mean, it's so funny because they're all good. They're all really
4 are solid options.
very good. So with it being 4, like, I'm not saying 4 it's the worst. I'm just saying it just ranks 4. I don't know why.
It is our least favorite of all these good restaurants.
Okay,
And
maybe.
that's what you can say.
But yeah, because these are all good.
Yeah.
It's Rainforest is, first of all, fitting at Animal Kingdom.
Such a great fit.
I mean, it's the rainforest and there's
Yeah.
animals, and at the bar it looks like you're sitting on a animal butt.
Yeah.
And I mean, everything around, there's animals in different rooms, and it's so cool, and it's fun for the kids. And they have an extensive menu, and the food's good.
It is.
And it's enjoyable to be there. It does thunder, lightning, and rain. Well, air quote rain. But it can be a little scary depending on the age of your child.
Definitely.
Because we went through that with our kids. But yeah, it is good. It's really, like I said, I almost hate that it's like last.
I know. But, and we literally have had one of the best breakfasts at Disney here. It was amazing.
So good.
And when you talk about it fitting in with the theme of being rainforest, we talked about this in the past. We've mentioned it talking about, Rainforest Cafe, is that if you didn't know that this was a chain, you would think this was developed specifically for Animal Kingdom. That's how well it fits in.
Absolutely.
It doesn't fit in quite as well when you go to the mall, or the...
it fits in really good at Disney Springs, though, too.
It does fit in there because of the volcano, and they've created their own section. You're not on social media enough, but I think April Fool's is stupid. I think it's dumb.
Yes, we all know.
I think jokes are dumb unless they're so ridiculous that you automatically are like, oh, that's a funny joke, But Empire State Building did full, I don't know if they used AI or their graphic designer. They announced the tallest rainforest cafe to exist being at the top of the Empire State Building. And the images that they put together looked like a fully fledged, this was happening. And it was a good one on April Fool's. It was,
nice.
It's not true, but you get caught for a second.
Yeah.
So I thought that was good. That would be cool. The tallest rainforest cafe.
That would
but
be
you
cool.
would really believe that this was built specifically for Animal
100%.
Kingdom. And having that little secret back entrance that takes you right into the park and not going through the main turnstiles is nice. I think it just gives it a little something else.
Yeah.
And go out, get your Landry Select Club card. We talk about this. It's $25. You immediately get a $25 reward. You get $25 for every, I can't remember the point amount. It may be 250 points, get you $25, but you earn points on purchases towards gift cards.
Right.
You get a $25 reward for your birthday, the owner of the card. If you download the Fetch app, you can scan receipts and you can earn points to get Landry gift cards. And this will give you priority seating if you do not have a reservation. You can just show up and they will give you priority seating. We've been before. It was a 45-minute to an hour wait. We got in under 15 minutes. And I believe that was a party of 6 at the time.
Oh.
So it is well worth getting the
100%.
Landry's card. Go now. And it's available. It's used in places all over the U.S. I know Bubba Gump's down at City
Nice.
Walk. I think it's the Saltgrass restaurants are included. There's a whole bunch of them. So there might be one even, where you live. But we save all of ours to go. And it's good at Yak and Yeti and T-Rex. So remember all of that. Okay, let's move on to number 3. What's great is that I will say in the past year, we have dined at all 4 of our table service restaurants.
Wow.
Including this one that we did back in October.
Yes. And we were talking about Tusker House. That was super fun. I love this being with the characters.
So good.
And the buffet. I'm always nervous at eating at a buffet, but it's fantastic. Holy moly, the food.
Yeah.
There's plenty that are just plain things, but then there's some awesome, amazing food that fits right in at Animal Kingdom. Yeah. And it just African and inspired. It's just so good. Like, in fact, we had a salad that we tried recreating
at home. That black-eyed pea salad.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
It's, we've called it like Boma's baby brother.
Yes.
If you're not staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge and, maybe you don't have a vehicle and you're like, all right, I don't want to take multiple transportations or an Uber and get over to Animal Kingdom Lodge and go to Boma. If you've got, an Animal Kingdom day, this is a great option. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner. This shows how good Animal Kingdom's table service offerings are, that this has to come in at number 3.
Yeah.
I mean, you put this in Magic Kingdom, it's number 1 with what's currently there. You put this in Hollywood Studios, it might be like a number 2 behind, just say, Hollywood Brown Derby.
But it also depends on the people and their palates.
Well, I'm talking about us.
Okay. Okay.
Now, you put this in Epcot, it's going to have some competition, but this would be the number 1 restaurant in most places. It's outstanding. I mean, you described everything about it perfectly. The ambiance is wonderful. The character interactions are great. The food is absolutely outstanding.
Yeah.
I don't know that there was a thing we didn't like. It was even one of those where, we're not big on salmon, but we'll try it when it's somewhere. Yeah. And I remember having the salmon and going, if I had to get a whole salmon dish, it would be this one.
Yeah.
And I love it. And it's the place to get a little adventurous, but you could still take people that aren't.
Oh, yeah.
Which I love. They're still going to get, even if they're eating off the kids' section.
And I was just going to say, I mean, they do have, and then the kids section, which is really nice. And then they do have some things that are plain where you add your own sauces and stuff.
Yeah.
I liked that too.
Yeah.
So that was super fun.
Let's talk about number 2 and number 1 at the same time, because I don't even know if we agree. I don't even know if we agree with ourselves or each other on the way that these would, should, could fall.
I know.
We're talking Tiffin's and Yak and Yeti.
Right.
Tiffin's is our most recent. We just went a week ago, and we were absolutely blown away.
Yes, and you put it at number 2. Why?
So here was my reasoning. Tiffin's is outstanding, absolutely unbelievable.
Because I'll tell you things when.
We'll just have a discussion.
Though, but yeah, go ahead.
Right before, I was like, how about Tiffin's number 2, Yak and Yeti number 1? She's like, all right. And I was like, let's record. So that's why we're having the discussion right now. The only reason for me that Yak and Yeti gets a nod is how much there is to consume.
Okay.
There are, we call it like the Cheesecake Factory of Asian cuisine. Its menu is huge.
It is a lot.
It's one of those places I feel like you could easily go to Disney once a month like we do. You could eat at Yak and Yeti once a month like we do. You could have a completely different dish every single one of those trips and maybe be halfway through the menu if you're lucky.
Yeah.
The ahi tuna nachos might want to have one day a battle between those and the Morimoto ribs as the best appetizer on property. That's a tough pick.
That is.
There's so many options, and everything we've had here has been outstandingly great.
Yes.
It's a very different everything from Tiffin's. We're going from what you could almost consider a chain because they're part of the Landry's, company.
With Yak and
Yeti. To a fine signature dining that really is like no other. You could probably compare Tiffin's slightly to Jico. They're going to have a lot of similarities there. For me, Yak and Yeti got the nod because of how much there is to try.
So I was thinking, you don't want to rope Nomad Lounge in with Tiffin's? Because that bumps it to number 1. That is sitting. That is, you can't just walk up. You have to, if you walk up, you have to, put your name on. You have to try to join a walk-up list. There's inside. There's the bar. You get food from Tiffin's. Yeah. Some. You can sit on the outside, sit on a couch and just chill. And a server comes to you, gives you everything you want. I mean, talk about, technically a table service at Nomad Lounge.
I know. And it fits into that with a Three Bridges, that's so hard to say if you can count those together because they are completely separate from a service standpoint. They share a lot of menu similarities and I think all their drinks, some of the appetizers, so they share a lot of food. They obviously share a kitchen. They share all of that together, but they are technically 2 separate experiences in restaurants.
Well, yeah.
And you could even put I think you could I think you could put Nomad Lounge on its own on this list.
As a quick service?
No, as a table service, because of the fact that you are waited on. Even though what defines a true table service in Disney's eyes, it's reservation exception for the most part.
Correct,
right?
And you have to
can't
have
at Nomad
reservation
for
Nomad.
Tiffin's. You can't have a reservation at Nomad.
Well,
right, you have to walk up.
You have to walk up.
Yeah, you have to do a walk-up reservation, be in the park, or go up to the front.
So, okay, yes.
I mean, if you were to put Nomad Lounge on here based on the small menu of food, which is a few appetizers, I think it would come in probably at number 4, bumping Rainforest to 5. I don't know that you could put it, if you're calling it a table service, let's say it took advanced reservations, then it's a true table service, right? I still don't think you could bump Tusker House Tiffin's or Yak and Yeti, just based on the limited amount of food.
Right.
So back to the Tiffin's Yak and Yeti conversation.
I mean,
I think they're interchangeable in ways,
and
I would not have any qualms over putting Tiffin's at number 1, because that was a standout meal.
Oh, so good.
But at the same time, if you were to combine the thoughts we had the first time we went years ago and the thoughts we went this past time, if you literally just took them, you didn't take the individual data.
That's true.
And you smashed them together and said,
it would be
what percentage do you like this restaurant? We would probably say about 70%.
Yak and Yeti, we've never had anything bad.
Is 90 to 100 every time.
Yeah.
Now we go back to Tiffin's. We have another standout meal. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we're able to say, all right. And that's what we always talk about when we try and review restaurants, is that we can go in and each have an item, right? I had the surf and turf. You had the Szechuan noodles. Everything else on that menu could be crap. And we're going to say this place is incredible. Then somebody goes and they get, the spare ribs or the short ribs, and they go, that was not very good. Ron and Jeremy said this restaurant was great. So that's where we try to be very careful, because there's a fine line of saying,
I need to get the shrimp and grits.
Yeah, again. And I'll do the short rib, but then it starts to give you a more collective review of the place. So when you do listen to our reviews, take into account what we've had and what we've not had.
I've had a lot at Yak and Yeti.
Yeah.
I feel
now we can add Tiffin's up a little bit because they have the Gobi Manchurian, which we've had. The bread service, I know they're differing, but still, there are items that we've had there that we love. So I think they really, really can swap.
Yeah.
It's kind of what you're in the mood for. Not even cuisine wise, but just atmosphere wise.
That's true.
Do you want a quiet sit down atmosphere? Right now, if it's the 4 of us, the girls are coming, maybe they're even bringing Cassidy and Talon. We're going to Yak and Yeti in a heartbeat.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
If it's you and I, we're going to Tiffin's.
Yeah.
So I think you have to take some of that into account. But I really do think when you look at all of these, I mean, Animal Kingdom's got some dang good food.
Well, they have to. There's not much.
I know. But that's where you mentioned before, all those snack places, Smiling Crocodile and Kusafari and Mr. Kamal's, and all these different areas throughout the fruit market with the corn on the cob, the grilled corn on the cob that we talked about last episode. Like, it really, and we did one before, I think. We did an episode. We built a festival at Animal Kingdom. Yeah. Based on the food and the culture. And I would love for them to put together like a tasting map. Maybe it's just free. Almost let's take Wilderness Explorer for foodies. Okay. So you go to each of these and they have a cast member there, that before you order or whatever, and you say, here's the dish or something I want to get, and they tell you about it, and they tell you why culturally, can't even say that word, it fits within that country, nation, part of Animal Kingdom. I think that'd be pretty cool. But that's a whole other thing. So, Bobs, you are getting ready to already overhaul Dinoland. Might as well just put in some of these other ideas. And then next we can have ideas for Magic Kingdom, because they're filing permits for Beyond Big Thunder Mountain.
Oh,
that's the other big one. So when we see things, I don't know, D23. Hopefully in August we get actual announcements about these.
Okay,
that would be awesome. All right, thank y'all so much for listening. We got the Main Street 16 Challenge, our 3rd annual, coming up here in a few weeks. Go out, learn everything you can about it, how you can be involved, how you can donate near or far at mainstreet16.com. Then if you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, you're going to get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. And of course, Rhonda and I would be super thankful if you left us a rating and review,
because it helps our show grow.
That's all we've got. We'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.